Now listen, I got a funny seeding story, and it was funny. And when it came to Clark Kent, it was just like one of those things where I don't know him from sneakers. I know him from music. Okay. You know, just being in Brooklyn, I used to produce when I used to DJ, still do, but I used to be heavy into music, in DJing and producing. And I had a situation with an old school group called Full Force. I don't know if you remember Full Force from the House Party movies, but they're brilliant writers and producers. And we were dealing with an artist, and Clark Kent was brought in to produce a record for this artist that we were all dealing with. I had produced some stuff on this artist's album, and Clark was brought in to produce. And we're at I think it was Paul's house, and Clark pulls up. He had the big body Benz, the wide body Benz with the Lorenzo kit on it, crazy, like, you know what I'm saying. And he comes out, and you know, I met him on some music stuff, and you know, it was just like, and this is like way back in the day, you know, before like sneakers were popular. And then we just built a relationship from there. And then he's been like, you know, like a big brother to me, like, you know. So like when he started designing these shoes, like the first couple ones that he designed, like I didn't even say nothing. Like I was just like, all right, cool. And then, you know, when he started doing, I think it was the 8s, and I was like, yo, those are fresh. He was like, you want a pair? I was like, yeah. He was like, come over. I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? It was just like one of those things, and it does help that him and I wear the same size. Yeah. So it was easier. It was easy for that. But it was another time where I'm cool, like real cool with Bobbito, Garcia, dope dude, like dope, just all around great dude. And I knew Bobbito from basketball, not from sneakers. From basketball music. You know, him and Stretch had that show on the air for years. Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito the Barber, you know, classic hip hop, New York, you know, rock steady crew, Bobbito's, you know. So I knew him, but Bobbito's a street ball player. So he used to travel. Like everywhere there's a park outside, Bobbito's been there and put buckets up. So I knew him from basketball. So there happened to be a time when Bob was doing Nikes, I think he was doing Nike Air Force Ones. And it was Air Force One low, and I knew him for like 4 or 5 years at the time, and I said, yo, Bob, like, you know, this is when I was feeling myself. I was like, yo, Bob, so what's up, man? Like, you gonna, you know, I seen so and so got a pair of those, you know, where's mine? Yeah, this nigga Bob pulled me to the side. He said, Jay Corbin, he said, you my man, you know that, right? But he says, yo, you know how many people I know? I was like, damn, son. He's like, you know what people I know? You know, and I was like, all right. He said, you know what people I know that don't get these shoes? He's like, I was like, yeah. I thought it was hot shit. He was like, yo, your time will come. Your time will come. And lo and behold, he did some kicks that I really, really liked. And he called me up. He's like, Jay Corbin, like, come through to my crib, man. I got some kicks for you. And I was like, and he had them in a couple of different colorways. And he told me, go upstairs. He said, oh, I got either this. He said, take one of them. I got this color or this color. I was like, all right, cool. You know. And then when he did a dope pro cat, and he called me up and he was like, yo, I got a pair for you. You know. And this is like before, like and Bob don't care about if you post it on Instagram, and Clark don't care if you post it on Instagram. It's about people that have a passion for the shoe thing. You know, they're rewarded. You know, so. That's like a cool little story about seeding and stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite brand in particular or shoe model?
No favorite brand. Oh, like I said, the Jordan 3 is my favorite shoe, favorite silhouette, favorite shoe. It could have been made by somebody else, but it's that silhouette, it's the materials that just make that shoe crazy. I think Sport Blue is a dope color. I think that Sport Blue should have been out way long time ago. I just picked up a couple pairs of those Sport Blue Jordan 3s, the black and blues. Yeah. That's such a tight colorway. Like that's dope. And some of them they missed with. They missed with the Smurf blue joints. I don't know what kids are calling them. They missed with the metallic silver ones. They missed. They tried too hard with those. Yeah. You know, I think they did well with the infrareds. Infrareds was dope. The 6s? Yeah, no, the infrared 3s. Okay. I don't know why they call them infrared, because there's only hints of infrared, but granted, that's what everybody knows them as. They struck gold with the infrareds. I think that's a clean shoe, reminiscent to the all-white cement 3, but still that little hint of infrared made it dope. I think they hit with the Sport Blue. I think you can't go wrong with that black in that sport blue. Even what they're going to do with the 6, the all white with the sport blue 6 is dope. It's clean. That blue is clean.
Yeah. So speaking of 3s, you know, they introduced the all 3M joints.
Right.
The
labs.
Yeah, the labs. So what was your take on those?
I got a pair. I just think that it's a clean shoe. It's a clean shoe, and that the fact that it's 3M is kind of dope. You know, I think they did with the ice sole, and I think how it's like to me it's like murdered out in 3M. Yeah. Adidas did a Tim Duncan shoe. It was Adidas and Underground together did a Tim Duncan shoe that was similar to this. That was all 3M blacked out. I got it. It was all 3M and blacked out, and I just liked the way that looked. Like I said, you know, this shoe is probably misused by every kid that wants to do that photo of them stepping in water with the flash going and jumping in the pool together and the reflecting off all that corny shit. But I just think that on foot, this looked better than the gray, and I bypassed the gray and went with the darker one.